I feel like some of the things that we can do in the library to make it a better place is, I guess, make it a little more like open and friendly to the public. Something that like, kind of like attracts the crowd. Aside from that, like, we do get a good amount of people who come into the library, but I really feel like the teen section doesn't really get too much notice since it's kind of like back there. You only have like a small sign that says teen forum. I honestly feel like we should have something that's like a little more open that, hi guys, this is the teen section. Kind of come down, check us out. Some of the other things we can do is what? Just have a few more programs, like people friendly. Other than that, like, this place is pretty open, pretty friendly. I enjoy working here actually.
I think that Martin Library already offers all these great services. I think the best thing that they can do is market their services and let people know they're here. They have great team rooms, the children's center, and all of the job training. It's all here. They just need to let people know about it. So I think that's the best thing that Martin Library can do to help fixing York.
I think Martin Library could help the community be a better place. I think it's promotion. When it comes to certain things in York City, there's not a lot of things that are being promoted as much. Not a lot of people, especially where I'm from, know about certain events, gatherings, anything of that nature because of nobody knows about it. There's a lot of people in my neighborhood that are ignorant to what goes on in York as a whole. They just only hear the negative stuff like shootings and stuff like that. But what I think they should do mainly is hear from the youth, because I've sat in this meeting and I've noticed that there wasn't one person in that room that was my age. Not one. There was nobody under the age of 25 and under. I honestly think that if we're going to change, it will start with them. You say it starts with the parents, but the parents can only do so much before their kid goes out into the world. Once that kid leaves that front door, the parents have no idea what that kid's doing. So what I honestly think is that in order for us to change the York as a whole, we need to start with the youth. It's not starting with the parents, it's starting with the youth. The youth is where it's at, because that's the one that's going to take care of you and going to take care of me. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that it's not really looked at. Nobody looks at a kid my age and thinks, oh, he has something to say. Because I had something to say during this meeting and I got overlooked plenty of times. And I honestly think it's not a thing about gender, and it's not a thing about, race. I only think it's based off of age, and I hate to say that, but I think it is, because I think it's based off of you being a certain age gives you the right, that gives you some type of entitlement to think that you're a little bit more, how would I say it, you have seniority over of somebody else. I honestly think that if anything, the Martin Library should promote more teen-driven events, because it's the teens that need to be heard, not just the older community between 30 and 45. You know what I mean? It has to do with the ages of 15 to 25. See what I mean? See that big difference? See that big gap in the difference of ages that you see between 35 and 45 and 15 and 25. It's a big age gap there. We need to close that. We need to make it seem like it has to hit home for everybody, not just for the Martin Library, but it should hit home for people in East York. It should hit home for people in West York, people in Dallastown, people in Mechanicsburg. It should not all be just York as a whole. It should be everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody should come together. I think that's one of the things that we lack on as far as a state or as far as a community it's concerned. Because as far as I was concerned, the lessons that I was taught growing up was pretty much a village raised a child. You know what I mean? it like I said, it takes a village to raise a child, or it takes one to know one. You know what I mean? But coming from where I'm from, like I grew up in Parkway. You know what I'm saying? I live right on the north side of town, where a lot of things go down that shouldn't go down. But it's not, like I said, it shouldn't be just the 35 and 45-year-olds talking. It should be younger kids. Hear the voice of them. Hear their voice. So that way we all can come together and say, where have the older people dropped the ball where we can pick it up at and move forward?
What I think about York and York Martin Library and how it could help the city, I think it's a great resource because they provide a lot of. I mean, it's a place where anybody can come in and have access to a lot of information by. I mean, just having the computers up there and having the internet access. A lot of people in the city, I believe, do not have internet access, though they can apply for jobs. I think that it could be used more so like that in the future, where they do have some kind of partnerships with other organizations, and maybe this could be a center for that kind of partnership.
Martin Library is York. Martin Library has made York be what it is by its mere existence. The fact that the library in a town of this size is open 7 days a week for consumers to come grab a book, use the computer, update a resume is phenomenal. I travel, obviously, in my position as mayor, and see a lot of cities where that's not the case. But many of us know the value of libraries, and I'm real fond of our library. There's some personal connections here. I volunteered as a kid. I had family that worked here. I remember when there was card catalogs right in that room off to the side there. So Martin Library is a special place for me as a city resident, and definitely as the mayor of the city of York. I'm not sure what it can do better beyond expansion, which we know can't happen in a city that's landlocked and they have all the land that they can use right now. But the library provides such a service, and a huge service. There's lines of people out front. I guess that's what we could do better. Serve hot chocolate when people are standing in line.
I have started volunteering at this library about 8 to 10 years ago. I had been bringing my children here. They are now 28 and 30 years old. My children have been coming in here since they were toddlers in the toddler programs, which are amazing. Paula was in charge of them when they came. She just saw both of my kids who were here and talked to them. The kids both gave her a big hug, remembered the programs, and they just keep getting bigger and better. Which they help with reading, they help with socialization, they help with, so many of the different programs starting from toddler on up.
This place can help make York a better place because there's like lots of books and stuff. So it's like kids can learn a lot of stuff just by coming here, and like they got a lot of programs and stuff here to keep kids out of trouble and stuff. So when I was younger, I used to always come here. But I just stopped for a while because like just getting older and actually coming back. It's changed a lot. But yeah, just coming here and just grabbing a book and stuff. It's not even that either. They also have computers and stuff people can get on, and they got really nice people here.
I'm with the York Daily Record, and we just held an event here in the quiet reading room at Martin Library. And when we were looking for a place to host our event, we thought of this room and thought about the library, and I just have to say that they couldn't have been more accommodating. They were just wonderful in helping us set up, providing equipment, providing logistics, providing promotion and advertising for the event. Martin Library staff is just great.
I think that Martin Library can be a gathering spot. Every city needs a place where you can come, and it's one of the few places in the entire city where they're always open, where there's actual staff, where there's real people you can ask questions of. And that community board out front really gets seen. So if nothing else, if it provides a place where people know that this is where they can come, whether it's for youth programs, whether it's for job training, whether it's for help getting through city programs and assistance, business training, I think they have a tremendous amount of space. They have a tremendous amount of open hours and flexibility. They have lots of great meeting rooms. So if we can take all of these different community needs, if we can take all these meetings, if we can get all these programs from other places in the county where they're happening and put them right here in one building with that space and accessibility, we can really have a go-to resource that won't rely on, oh my gosh, I don't know where to go, I don't know what website to check. We have to keep it simple and make it easy for people to know where to go to get information. And where better to go to get information than the library?
Foremost, I think Martin Library, the disclaimer, it does an incredible job. Make no mistake, 7 days a week. It is a full service to the community with 40,000 people coming in. And I think foremost, most people don't know the sheer extent of everything that Martin Library does do. Evidence here tonight when Paula spoke and really captured the crowd. I think what it can do more, which again, if that's really the task at hand, and we set aside the magic wand and say, okay, we can accomplish this and the resources will follow, is continue to be that drop-in center for teens, to help shepherd mentorship programs. As Dr. Holmes said, Philadelphia was an incredible program for graduation coaches. Now, Philadelphia has 60,000 students in its student system, but they had a graduation coach for every 8th grader to get them through high school graduation. I think Martin Library is well beyond just a library. They're a resource, and those are the types of things that they can do. They can also very much be the connector of organizations. Martin Library is entrenched in the community. They've rolled their sleeves up. They see the individuals that we need to serve in the community. They can identify the resources that are necessary. PA Career Link was talked about. We have so many people that come in here throughout the day that are getting online that may not necessarily know how to find the job, how to look for it, how to do the resume. So trying to connect the organizations that do resume prep really well to get them here while you have this captive audience, which clearly with 40,000 people a month, you have a captive audience. So while they're here, let's see how we can best maximize all of their time and put it to good use.